Hi guys, how are you? It's Yannick. I'm here to Yannick at Bizarton. I'm here to let you know a bit about what to expect when you're gonna get a tattoo. Also, how to prepare yourself. Very important because sometimes we just think getting a tattoo was just like a sticker thing. If you never got a tattoo before, it is good to know a little bit what you're getting yourself involved with. It's permanent art. It does last for a lifetime. Also, the artist does matter. So if you're looking for a deal, make sure that it's something that the person really wants to do and feel comfortable doing it. And that's also, sometimes money is not necessarily, the deal is not necessarily what you want to be looking for. You're mostly looking for quality artwork. This is what will make the difference. So sometimes, artists don't have to necessarily justify themselves, on how long it will take. Certain artists take a longer time, but also do artwork that will have results that will be glorified within its healing period. You will see, how factious it is to have an artist that's experienced. So some of the things, if you're gonna go towards a tattoo, some people ask me, "Oh, where's the less painful spot?" I always tell them, "Well, you know what? It's gonna be what it is." So it's mostly about where it is that you want to get that tattoo, because you want to get a tattoo where it's gonna look good for your body. I mean, if you love yourself and your body, your physical self, then you want to have a way to have artwork where it is decorative, or it is meaningful to you. If it's a word, a reminder, or something that makes you feel good, then you want to make sure it is at a place that's appropriate for you. So you gotta do a little bit of thinking about the design beforehand. Make sure that you have your idea set. Afterwards is the research towards the tattoo artist. So make sure that you have a tattoo artist that feels comfortable doing the artwork, that's gonna enjoy making the design, and give your artist a bit of freedom too, right? Because you want them to have fun doing it, right? So if they can make it, artsy, then guess what? They're gonna be full of enthusiasm. So one thing, when you're gonna go into getting that tattoo on the day, once the design is ready, you've done the deposit, everything's set, you've had a look at the design, you're compliant, this is it, it's gonna happen. Then you want to you want to make sure you get a very good night of sleep. You also stay quite healthy. You don't drink the night before. Don't bring any pain medication or stuff like this. This is not gonna make it easier. One of the reason why I don't start sessions with all types of numbing creams also is, first of all, it gets in the way a little bit, and then I find the pain just appears out of nowhere. So instead of you mentally and bodily getting used to it, you tend to expect it not to be painful, and then all of a sudden, so I just make sure you prepare yourself mentally, and you know that yes, it's gonna be painful. It does happen. You just have to you just have to accept that it's just a fact. Sometimes, I find if you listen to music, or maybe you watch a movie on your smart device, then will keep your mind away from the tattoo itself, and it will relax you. One of the key components, breathing. You also have to get, as I said, a good night of sleep before. Also get a good breakfast if it is going to be in the morning, or a good lunch if it's in the afternoon. And food 4 hours prior to the start, you know, like 2 hours before is perfect, an hour before. Make sure you fully digest. Bring some juice or something with calorie, just to keep uh, yourself with, you know, enough calories to last, depending on how long the session is too. Sometimes they can be quite long lasting. So the the important thing is to also bring appropriate clothing. If you have, let's say, a black and gray piece, you know, you can bring a black T-shirt, or just don't bring uh, the clothes that you were gonna wear, you know, for your night out, and just because, you know, you want to take your selfies or blah blah blah. And try to stay steady, very steady throughout the session. It will help, first of all, the artist. It'll help him relax into doing the artwork. You know, stay away from 25 Snapchat a second. Things like that, you know, will make sure the artist can concentrate on his job. And the steadier you are, honestly, like, if, let's say, if you're gonna have a conversation, try to keep your head nice and steady, you know, looking back and forth, you know, all these little things. Stay away from that, you know. If you need to look at it, just, you can take a glance once in a while, you know, just to see the progress. In between breaks, you'll have a chance to do that anyways, or just leave it for the end, you know, and just go with the flow. Once you trust the artist, this is it, you know what the design is, you've seen the artwork, you know, get a good feel for it too, right? So uh, over time, the tattoo can become a bit sensitive, depending on the type of artwork you're getting. If it's line work with a lot of shading afterwards, you know, I may start with that, and then after this, the shading, and then the highlights. So you may have a bit of sensitivity that will go along the way from the, the second pass. You know, you may feel it, definitely. Um, Things like this, you know, you have to be considering. Um, and then afterwards, also, it is also important before the tattoo, to just fit that in, to not have cream. Make sure your shower is taken, you know, with always keep as like, use soaps that are more natural, if anything. I always suggest that. Make sure you know, you're hydrated, and that's, you know, you're there to, you know, get artwork. So it's, once you're aware that this is gonna happen, you know, this is gonna happen, and you just put your mind to it, you know. You're just gonna tell yourself, this is it, I'm doing it, and and we're gonna make this happen, right? So uh, you know, create a nice bond with the artist, you know, and let him do his thing. If you have good music, you can relax. Or if you know, if you have a show you can watch, these are the perfect tools to make your mind go away. Or otherwise, just talk to the artist and have a conversation. If he feels talkative, or if he's really concentrated in his artwork, you know, let him do his thing. One thing, I always focus on my breathing, and then also I imagine myself in a very nice place. Sometimes I imagine myself like on a beach, relaxing. When I'm lying there for 5 hours straight, it helps me, not necessarily, you know, feed into the feel of what I'm getting, and the pain tends to be present. Obviously, you're aware of it, but you don't have to. You know, you can keep breathing, and you can keep your mind pacing through the whole session. So this is it. If you have any questions, I'll make a video for the aftercare. Also, it is very important that you set your schedule only for that tattoo on the day, so that you don't have any plans, you don't rush the artist for any reasons whatsoever. When you get artwork, it is for life, so you do have to really take care of your schedule, so it does, there's no conflicts, and that you can really just relax and make sure the artist is relaxed too. It's a big commitment, so uh, if you're gonna bring people, just bring one friend, don't bring your whole crew. Bring someone that is gonna be responsible enough, uh, not to go too crazy. Someone that can hold your hand. That could be one thing. The main thing is just to relax. So there's no point in crushing your friend's hands or things like that. Just be conscious that the most relaxed and the most accepting you're gonna be, the easier it's gonna be for you, right? Because it all starts up there, right, in your mind. And yes, at first it's exciting. You just don't know what to expect if it's your first one. But once you get a feel for it, you start to understand. Yeah, okay, this is it. There's gonna be time it's gonna be a bit more painful than others. Other times you won't feel it. Keep your strength. It's not because you don't feel it for 1 second that you get to think nothing is gonna. You're not gonna feel it at all, and then you gotta. Don't cut yourself short. And yeah, make sure you're set in a very comfortable position too for the session. uh, when you get a break also, once wrapped, make sure you don't touch it. Keep it keep it very hygienic, and then until the end. And then you're good to go home, then it's the aftercare process, which I will make a video to explain, and I'll make a video just so you can understand a little bit how it works. And because once the artwork is done, then it's basically your responsibility, so you have to do what it takes for it to heal properly. Uh, and uh, and that's it. You'll be on your own, right? So the artist won't be able to babysit you. So this is the moment where you have to be a responsible adult and take care of yourself, right? So that's it. Shaving beforehand is also good if you have a very uh, hairy area, like let's say a hairy chest, or if you have hairy arms, forearms, or legs. It depends. It's nice for the artist, to have a clean skin to start with. And yeah, if you have a skin condition, let the artist know in advance too. It's always good. And Yeah, if you have any other issues, just keep him aware. That way he knows what he's dealing with too, and there's no surprise in the middle of the way. And sometimes, if the session is not going to be done in one sitting, and that is fine. Just accept it, and yeah, that way you can come back and just get the artwork finished with a bit more time next time. Even if you have to pay extra, it is what it is. It is artwork. You can't get everything done in one day, in one sitting. I'm working on a few sleeves here and there, right? So, I mean, sometimes it takes years, and it goes up here. You know what I mean? Afterwards, like this was one session. They're all different sessions, right? So, it will take time, and patience is a virtue. So. Also, if you come, make sure you come, nice and clean. Don't rush there. Just wake up a bit earlier, and yeah. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it down below, and like or subscribe. Bye.